Canada is absolutely furious at Donald Trump and his administration. They are not holding back as the United States threatens Canada heading into CUSMA negotiations. The United States is trying to extort Canada, demanding concessions for CUSMA renewal. Otherwise, they threaten economic pain. That's the Trump administration's posture. Canada has demonstrated its readiness to fight back and win. Look at the Canadian boycott against U.S. products, services, and tourism. Canada is ready to fight. And this has the Trump administration running scared. Howard Lutnick dismisses Canada, asking, "Why are they even doing this?" Senator Shaheen responds, "Because you're threatening its sovereignty, mocking it, imposing unlawful tariffs, and launching phony investigations." The Midas Touch Network has worked with Midas Canada. We'll share what they're saying. Charlie Angus, running Midas Canada, is crushing it. Here's what Charlie Angus had to say about the Trump administration's actions regarding CUSMA and how Canada is fighting back. Let's examine the global situation and its meaning for Canada and the U.S. Donald Trump has created a global dumpster fire. The chaos he created will seriously damage the world economy. We see fuel shortages in Europe and Asia. A food crisis is coming. Fertilizer from the Strait affects Sri Lanka, Sudan, Central Africa, and Asia. This causes massive food price increases, impacting the economy and risking starvation. Donald Trump and his associates don't care. The U.S. is ready to renegotiate CUSMA, but the messages are bombastic, ignorant, and threatening. Howard Lutnick calls us losers. We trade $1 trillion with the U.S., 3 times more than they trade with China. Yet, they hate us. Donald Trump says we are the nastiest people. They insult and ridicule us, acting like our resolve doesn't exist. Now they demand we pay to play for CUSMA negotiations. This is gangster economics, a gangster regime. Last year, Prime Minister Carney agreed to cut the digital services tax as an act of goodwill. What did we get back? Insults, threats, and Donald Trump demanding more. They will always demand more. We're learning about a massive offshore psychological operations campaign to undermine Canada. Millions of online views from pro-Alberta separatists are pumped into Canada. This is the Brexit playbook. The U.S. under Trump will back Donbass-style separatists like Danielle Smith to break our country apart. The threats are serious as we negotiate CUSMA. Prime Minister Mark Carney addressed the people. He talked about General Isaac Brock, who defended Canada against a U.S. military threat. This was provocative. This was Mark Carney's message to Canadians. Be ready. We've been through tough times, and we'll get through this. Donald Trump wants to arbitrarily move our border 50 kilometers, taking Niagara Falls, Toronto, Hamilton. This is a gangster regime. What makes them angry is that we haven't broken. Canada will never break. Prime Minister Carney said we've stood up against incredible odds and fought back. We will fight back again. Charlie Angus also gave an incredible speech, rebutting Howard Lutnick. This message went viral in Canada. It's an honor to be affiliated with Midas Canada and see their great work. Thank you, Maple Midas. It's been an incredible experience to stand shoulder to shoulder in this fight for democracy internationally. Here's what Angus had to say. Howard Lutnick, you suck. No, seriously, you really suck. On behalf of Canadians who work hard, play fair, and build a good society, we see you insulting our nation. You think we're scrawny kids who will hand over our lunch money. No, it ain't going to happen. Your strategy sucks. I'll go through reasons why you suck as a trade negotiator, as a human being, and as a representative of Americans. We're renegotiating CUSMA, the biggest trade agreement, creating $1 trillion in reciprocal trade annually. You sell 3 times more to Canada than China. We export more to the US than China. Yet you say we suck. You think we're grifters, demanding concessions to even talk? That's a brilliant strategy, dude. It's given our Prime Minister backbone. Woe to any Canadian leader who gives you concessions. Canadians are paying close attention, seriously angry, and want to give you nothing because you're just such a jerk. Now, as a human being, tell us about that photo at Epstein Island. In 2005, Epstein was your next-door neighbor. You visited, found him creepy, and vowed never to be with him again. Epstein was convicted of sex with an underage person. You said you'd never be with that disgusting person again. Then the Epstein files dropped, and your picture appeared at Epstein Island. You admitted visiting in 2012. You said your wife, 4 children, and nannies were with you, plus another couple and their children. Why bring your children to a man you called disgusting? As a human being, Howard, you suck. Don't take my word for it. Republican Congressman Thomas Massey said you really need to resign. Me and Republicans finding common ground. It's because you suck. Your role is to represent Americans who are hammered by the Canadian boycott. Not government, but ordinary Canadians. Traffic to tourist destinations is down 35%. It cost billions, shutting down Jim Beam Distillery. Rather than lowering the temperature, you're ramping it up and insulting us. You've made it clear to Canadians there's no reason to break the boycott because of your attitude. Take Senator Jeannie Shaheen, whose state, New Hampshire, is hammered by the boycott. She blames you, Howard, for destroying jobs and opportunities in New Hampshire. She thinks you suck. New Hampshire's tourism is its second largest industry, supporting 70,000 jobs. Canada is its largest foreign visitor share. Last year, we saw a 30% drop in Canadian tourism due to this administration's rhetoric around Canada. Secretary LUTNICK, you said Canada's economic strategy sucks. Your spokesperson said Canada was leeching off the US. How does insulting our closest ally help businesses in New Hampshire and across the country? Canada's economy leans on the $30 trillion US economy, no doubt. But insulting our closest ally, many small businesses in New Hampshire work across the border. Canadian visitors aren't coming because of your comments. How does that help our economy? It's outrageous. Canada won't put US spirits on the shelf. It's insulting and disrespectful to America. My husband's company sells American spirits, and they won't do it because of the insults from this president and comments like yours. Wow, man. You are so arrogant. You are so out of touch. You really don't give a damn about the damage. Fair play. Come to the negotiating table. Canadians are ready. They are so done with your attitude. They are so done with your arrogance. And they are so done with being nice. Because you know what? Howard Lutnick, you suck.